So my name is Sylvia Kaberia. I'm the founder of Found Digital and eDigital Connect, which is a product of Africa Business Warriors. I grew up in Meru County in a small town called Maua. I went to school in Meru. I remember I went to a very rural primary school in Meru, and I think when I got to class 5, that is when my parents transferred me to a boarding school, which was a Catholic school. You guys should see my photos. I was a very little girl. I've been a petite girl from the beginning. And from there, I went to a high school in Meru. I did my KCSE, and now that is when I came to Nairobi. I came to Nairobi in 2011 to join university. That is when I joined Multimedia University of Kenya. I studied film production and graduated in the year 2015. So apparently growing up, I grew up with very tough parents because my parents were teachers. They are now retired teachers, and one thing that is outstanding about my parents, I was able to see them grow from poverty to riches, literally. I remember we were living in a very small house, and by the time I was finishing my class 8 KCP, my parents had actually moved out of where we were living. We had gone to live in a better place, we had built a house, and I saw my dad move from working to buying a bike, to buying his first car, his second car, his third car. He's from a very poor family. Actually, he got educated by his elder siblings. One thing I know about my parents, I remember my dad is one person who is very consistent with whatever he does, and he has this. He started out with these small businesses. He had a shop, which we have even at this point. My mom is the shopkeeper now because now she's retired and she actually needed something to do with her life. Life goes on after retirement. So my parents are just consistent people. They are so strict on money. They save their money. They invest their money whenever there is an opportunity. Actually, my parents do a lot of farming. In Meru, we have a lot of land, but my dad has bought over time, and we've invested in real estate where we have rentals in Meru and different towns in Meru. So I think I was born into a family that is into business, and yes, that is. I think that is what made me to become who I am today. It's my parents. I grew up knowing that we need to work hard, we need to believe in God, and we need to be disciplined. So I left. I graduated in 2015. One thing, I didn't really look for a media job, and I have a media background. The only media experience that I got was working as an intern at KBC. Yes, that was KBC. But since then, since the time I left university, I went into other things. My first job was I was a receptionist for an interior decor company. I worked there for a short while, but that is not what I really wanted to do because I'm a person who believes in doing more, and I believe that there's always more than what we can see and what we've done at a particular point in life. So I left the receptionist job and found another job at Jamii Telecommunications. That is where I worked as an account manager stroke a salesperson. So that is where my marketing career began. I worked at Jamii Telecom for 2 years, which was a learning phase for me. And that is when I discovered that, oh wow, I'm so interested in marketing and branding, and this is something that I really want to do. Because you see, when you leave campus, you don't always know what you want to do. But I remember even back in campus, I was an entrepreneur because I had a modeling agency. Actually, my first company was a modeling agency, which I started. I was out as a model. I modeled for some time. Then I was like, okay, there's so many people who want to learn this thing. They want to become models. They want to make money out of the fashion industry. So I brought together that time the Mr. University. I spoke to him and we started a company. It was called Campus Models. Our work was to recruit models from various universities, and we would train them on modeling, we would train them on fashion tips, and then we would get them gigs from different fashion houses and fashion shows. And that is now where I began in entrepreneurship. And then still in campus, I started developing an interest in makeup artistry. I became a makeup artist. Did a lot of, actually I did around 20 weddings, bridal makeup. So that is something that I did for a while. But now when I got into marketing, I was very sure this is what I want to do. So I totally forgot about the past and now moved on with marketing. So my marketing career went on from Jamii Telecom. From Jamii Telecom, I joined the real estate sector as a marketer, but this time around, because now companies were starting to embrace digital marketing, and the physical old marketing methods were being, people are forgetting about them and now starting to embrace new technology and digital marketing. So in the real estate sector, I became a social media manager for a company that the company was based in Kilimani, and my work was to build strategies for them to be able to sell their properties. I worked there for a while, but I was working under another digital team that was there for a while before I came in, so I got to learn a lot. And I met this very passionate graphic designer who taught me graphic design. So what I would tell people is that you don't really need to have money to learn. You can actually approach people who have been there before, because knowledge is everywhere. People have knowledge. Every person that you meet, you might be very surprised that this person knows something that you don't know. So for me, that is now where I started learning, gaining knowledge on digital marketing. I worked until I think that was the year 2018. That is when now I decided, let me just do this on my own, because one thing I know about myself, I am a very ambitious person. I'm a person who is not easy to put in a box. So working in the corporate was like putting me in a box. And I thought, why not get a team of social media marketers like me, graphic designer, and we start out working remotely for different companies. So that is how my first digital marketing company was born. That is Golden Feather Marketing. So Golden Feather Marketing was actually born before I left the real estate sector, but now we were doing it as a part-time thing. We would approach companies, design social media marketing strategies for them, offer graphic design services. And when I left my work, I decided, let me just do this from home. I work remotely. Partnerships, they're like relationships, they're like dating. You don't, it's not every relationship that works for you. You might meet a person, you think this is the ideal person for you, but you come to realize, oh wow, we can't actually work out. So my partnership, because it was a limited company and 2 directors, my other director, we just split. I do not want to badmouth anyone, but we split and we decided let's go on our different ways. So for a while I laid back and thought, oh wow, now I need to look for a job, which is actually the thing that most youth that are getting into entrepreneurship in Africa do. When business doesn't work out, you look for a 9-to-5 job. So I looked for a job, and I got a job at Syrian Bank. So that is where I worked as a digital marketing strategist. I was the digital and brand officer for the bank in 2019. And along the way, God blessed me with a son. So I became a mom, and I thought, oh wow, why don't I just go back to entrepreneurship, because that way I'm able to work from home and take care of my son. And I remember when I left for my maternity leave, I didn't know, I wasn't really sure if I was gonna go back to work or do business. And now you remember, I at some point I was planning to go back, but Corona happened. So when Corona happened, I was like, now this is the time for me to launch out in full power and do everything that I want to do. So that is when Catchy Found Digital was born. Catchy Found Digital we've been barely 2 years, but we've been able to actually come up with digital marketing strategies for over 50 companies. By now, we got an office at Muthaiga, Melrose Gardens. That is where we are based even now. And our work is usually to come up with digital marketing strategies and digital PR strategies for companies, for SMEs. We majorly focus on SMEs. And we develop strategies, and our happiest moments are usually when we see a strategy that we developed work for a brand. Because one thing about the reason why African businesses are failing at the startup level is usually majorly because of poor marketing. Marketing is everything for a brand. And if you do not have the right strategy, especially digital, because now everyone is moving to digital, you end up getting out of business. You run, it's like you're running backwards. So our work is to make sure that you don't encounter that as a brand. And we make sure that when we develop a strategy, we make sure that we have spent our time and knowledge on it so that you are able to use it and grow your business out of it. So, and then I realized that when I started entrepreneurship, there were challenges. There were so many challenges that we were facing. And one of the challenges was at the starting phase, there are so many things. There are so many actually young people in Africa that want to do business. They have the passion, they have the skill, but they don't have the money. And if they have the money, they don't have anyone to tell them, this is how you run a business. So at some point I was like, this is Africa. I'm one person who is very passionate about change and positivity and growth. So I realized that there are so many people, even my own friends, who are really suffering at the startup point. And you realize, you might notice a business has been running for 3 years, but it's still a startup. Why? It's not been able to move get off its feet. Why? Because lack of money and also lack of mentorship. So I wanted to really help, because I'm one person who likes impacting lives. When I meet you, I want, by the time you leave, I go my way, you go your way, you are a better person. Either through a conversation that we will have, or maybe a business deal that we will do. So I sat down, did my research, and I said, now I'm ready for my second company. So that is when Africa Business Warriors was born. Africa Business Warriors is a company that empowers African businesses so that they are able to compete on a global level. So how? This is how we work. We gather African startups, we mentor them, we have different mentors, top mentors in Africa, And what we do is we empower the startups or the entrepreneurs who are beginning. We mentor them, we show them the right way. This is how you do, this is how you handle your finances, this is how you do your structuring. Because most businesses cannot afford bookkeeping services, for example. You cannot afford, if you're starting off, maybe you cannot afford to have an accountant. How do you do your bookkeeping? So we offer financial consultancy services, entrepreneurship mentorship, and like we help you gather your creativity, gather your business idea, and grow it. So that is where eDigital Connect was born. eDigital Connect is actually, I won't say it's a women business, but actually I partnered with a very a company that was founded by a very ambitious lady. The company is Upotech. What they do is they offer software development services and digital solutions for brands. So eDigital Connect is a platform where we bring together people in business, especially women in technology and digital marketing. And this is now, these people come together, empower each other, and we share our sources of information and how we run our businesses, and we are able to network and share referrals with one another. So this year we have one of our highest highlights, which is Africa eDigital Connect Summit. It's happening on the 8th of July at the Panari Hotel in Nairobi. We've gathered top-notch speakers. These are experts in digital marketing and technology to come and discuss on how digital marketing and technology is affecting businesses in Africa. So as a woman, as a daughter, as a mother, and as a single mom for that fact, I have come to realize that you get what you ask for. When you want something, ask for it. By asking for it, I mean step out there, meet the people that have what you have, because everything you need is here, it's with people. Talk to people, ask for help, ask for business. If you want to offer service to a certain company, step out, go and do it. To me, success is being able to effectively do something that you're passionate about. As for me, I'm passionate about change and growth. Being able to do that successfully and go back to bed at the end of the day and I'm happy and satisfied and I'm at peace with myself. That is success to me. For me, purpose, okay, for example, when I reach out to people and I'm able to help them with brand strategies, because at the end of the day, my work is to impact other people's lives. So when I'm able to help your brand in one way or the other, for me, that is living my purpose. I'm passionate about encouraging people, especially women like me. And if you are a woman out there, you are starting out your business, you don't know where to go, you can actually come to us at Africa Business Warriors. We will empower you, we will encourage you, and we will get you the resources that you need. You know, one thing that people don't tell you is you can't do everything on your own. You have to gather people to help you achieve your dreams. Like for my businesses, right now, Kachi Found is going on as usual. The other business is going on as usual. Why? Because we have a team. Always, when you're starting out, you don't have to have the money to hire a team. Just get a team together. Ensure that everyone in the team knows the goal that you have and the vision that you have, and now come up with a plan on how to achieve it together as a team. Yes. And as for motherhood, I wake up every day and I remind myself that I'm a mom. I've got to be a mom before I become an entrepreneur. I've got to be a mom before I become a boss. So for me, every day when I wake up, the first thing that I do, apart from, yes, I wake up, pray and take my breakfast, but the first thing that I do before I get out and into my day and run my errands, I usually make sure that my son is well taken care of. He has everything that he needs, and if I always make it possible for the person that is taking care of my son to reach out to me even during the day when I'm in the meeting. If I'm in the meeting and I get a call from my nanny, I have to go out and pick that call, because at the end of the day, I'm a mom and I have to be a mom. I have to run my business, and everything has to be successful. You can't let one baby fail while the other one is succeeding. For me, business is my baby, my son is my baby. All the businesses that I have done, we've actually been able to achieve so much in terms of empowering other African entrepreneurs, and also being able to see brands grow out of what we've worked on. We've also been able to mentor different businesses, most of them which are female-owned businesses, because I have a passion in me. I have it in me to help other women, because one thing I would tell any other person, a woman that is out there and you want to do business, you want to chase your dream, success does not happen overnight. It doesn't just happen. You have to wake up, you have to work really hard, and sometimes that means walking through the fire to achieve what you deserve. It is now living your purpose, and you can't just sit down and wait for tomorrow. You have to start where you are with what you have, and if you need people like us to encourage you, people who have been through what you're going through, people who have ambitions, big ambitions, don't underestimate yourself. You will be very surprised. If you wake up today, do as much as you can for today. Wake up tomorrow, do as much as you can for tomorrow. Every day, face every day with the best version of yourself. It doesn't matter what you have. What you have is what you can use. You don't have to have so much to begin. Just if you need mentorship, look for the right people. At Africa Business Warriors, we are open. Our doors are open. At eDigital Connect, our doors are open. At Upotech, our doors are open. Even at Kachifound, our doors are open. We are ready to mentor you. We are ready to walk with you through the same path, because one thing I know is people are willing to share knowledge and advice. People are not willing to give you money easily, but they are able to give you more than money. That is wisdom, knowledge, and advice. Yes. You can also find us on social media at eDigital Connect on all our social media platforms, and www.edigitalconnectafrica.com.